Hello and welcome to Read the Last Page,
A book club
YAP session.
with your two favorite long-distance best friends. I'm your host, Dan.
And I'm your host, B. And how are you doing today, Dan?
I am doing so well.
Oh, good.
I know, right? A rare happy time for me. But yeah, I just love September. I think I'm just like really a September person because
Yeah.
temperature starts to dip. But it's also like not too like chilly. Like it's not like the dreary winter where you like kind of start getting seasonal depression.
Right.
And it's my birthday in a few days. I'm feeling really, which I thought I was gonna be really scared about, and now I'm just kind of like, you know what? I'm ready for it. I'm okay with it. Yeah. But I will be telling people I'm 25 for at least probably another 4 months, and then once I'm in the new year.
I think that's valid.
Yeah, like it's like let me hold on to that. Let me let me stay
I was
here.
telling you that I was like at this like church event for 20s and 30s, and I was talking to 3 girls, and one of them was like, "Wait, like how old are you guys?" And the one girl was like, "Oh, I'm 23." And I was like, "Oh, I'm 25." And then the 2 girls were like, "Oh yeah, so we're like all around the same age. Like we're both 23." So like they were all 23 and I was 25, and I was like, "How am I the oldest one here?"
That is, I hate that. I hate that
Like,
nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, not fun. I turned 26 this week, and I feel like now it's getting real, you know? Like it's like, like I'm now like completely off my parents' health insurance. Like it's like I need to be taking things seriously. It's very scary. I don't like that. But
I still have another year, fortunately.
yeah, good for you, man.
I'm kind of lucky about that. But
yeah.
I'm scared for when that time comes for me. But
yeah.
Birthday time.
Birthdays are fun. I'm going to Chicago for my birthday to see my older sister, which is really exciting. But I'm gonna be I'm taking the train up because I refuse to drive into Chicago, and I'll be on a train on my birthday, and so I'm like, we'll see how that goes.
You should bring your iPad. My AC is going crazy.
Really? I can't.
Yeah,
hear
it's like sounds so loud to me. Okay. Sorry if you guys hear beeping. It's because I'm always changing the temperature on my AC thing. You should bring your iPad or your laptop and like download some shows. Something that's like a treat, you know, like something fun that's like, it's my birthday, I'm gonna watch this. Or
That's
like bring
true.
like a book, you know, because it's gonna be like 8 hours, right?
Well, so I'm driving to a little place in Illinois. like Alton, Illinois, which is right outside of St. Louis. They have a cute little train station out there. And so I'll be there, and then I'm only taking a 4-hour train ride up to Chicago.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah. So but I am planning on reading our like book club book on the train.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Because like
Wait.
it's
And it's about
right?
about on a train.
Right.
Wait, okay, that's the best idea.
Yeah,
Never mind.
it's a
Scratch
treat.
everything I said.
It's really going to be a treat. I'm really excited actually for
That's
the vibes
perfect.
to be perfect. But yeah, so that'll be fun.
Okay, I'm kind of jealous.
Really?
That's so perfect though. That's so perfect that we chose this book because
I know.
We had talked about reading it like a couple months ago and it just like didn't work out. Thank goodness we waited.
I
Yay!
know. It's so serendipitous. I kind of love it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I have a birthday gift for you. I wonder if I should mail it to you or like bring it home when I come home in November.
I mean, that's very kind of you to get me a gift. I truly, it's like, I don't care. I don't need a gift anytime. If it's something that's maybe hard to travel with.
No, it's not hard to travel with.
Okay, yeah, then you don't have to waste the fare on me.
Like, well, you're not a waste. But like, I just always worry if I like send stuff, like, what if it doesn't get there? And that'll be so sad. And then if I get to actually see you, then I get to like give it to you. I get to hand it to you.
That's true. Yeah, well, then
we'll
do
see
it until November.
I'll think on it.
Gotcha. Well, speaking of you sending things to me, can I show the postcard?
Oh my gosh,
I
yes.
have it next to me. You guys, the other day, so my roommate Catherine, by the way, it's a rare occasion to actually get mail, I feel, for most people, specifically me. Like, I get bank notices a lot, but I don't really get mail. And so Catherine knocks on my door the other day. She goes, a letter for, what do you say, Miss Danielle Marie.
I love like being loquacious or whatever. Like I love
Loquacious.
I don't know. Like I know it's just your name, but like I love saying like Miss or Mrs. or Mister and when I'm doing
Yeah.
people's names on a letter.
So she drops off this letter. I see. This is for all the people. If you aren't or if you're not watching this podcast, it's a Santa Fe postcard. And I was looking at it. I was like, who the heck is sending me something from Santa Fe? And I look on the back, and it's Laura. All she writes, Jeremy Jordan voice, Santa Fe, like from Newsies. And I thought that was hilarious. And I was like, wait, when did you go to Santa Fe? Like, I was like, did you take a trip to the Grand Canyon again? And I just had no idea.
Oh my gosh.
But no.
When Sage was here, we went to Brooklyn to get his tattoo, and so we just like walked around and found any cool shop, and there was like a shop there that was like, it like looked like a garage that had been opened, and it was just like this big room of like, it's like a mix between like a thrift store, an antique store, like a junk store. There's just like a ton of stuff, and there was just like bins and bins of like postcards and old photographs, like stuff like that. And so of course I knew when Kelly came, like she loves thrift stores and like she loves little like little gems, you know. And so we went to that same area, Brooklyn, because since I'd already been there, I knew that there was cute shops, and I was like, we have to go there. And so I was just shuffling through, and I didn't have like anything specific I was looking for, but I saw that and I was like, I gotta send this to Danielle.
So funny. You're just so funny because you're always just sending me stuff. Like, there's been times where she's just sent me letters, and she's like, and here's a bunch of stickers, by the way. Like, okay. It makes me need to like, I'm always like, I need to send Laura a letter. I got stamps specifically so I can send Laura a letter. Like, I have so many stamps.
I'll send you an actual letter that has my address on it, so you can have my address. Then
so like, I think actually I texted you a while back when I got my stamps.
Oh yeah.
I said, okay, hey, can you send me your address sometime? So I have
But yeah, I just love, I don't know. Well, I have so many stickers, so I'm always just like, let me just slap some on a page and send it to someone.
You know what? I feel like that's one of those things that, like, in your 20s, you have to heal your inner child by becoming obsessed with stickers again. Mm-hmm. It's, like, so important, actually. I went to Dutch Bros the other day with my mom, and every Wednesday they give out free stickers. And my mom got, like, so excited when they gave her a sticker. She was like, I love stickers. I was like, Mom, you need to start a sticker collection. You need to heal something in you, because stickers are the best, and I love covering everything with stickers.
I used to my sisters and I used to like make cards a lot, like crafty, like paper and stamps and eyelets and stick on things and this and that. And so I used to, like, when I would make birthday cards for people or Christmas cards, like I would really try to go all out, like a really crafty, nice card. And I do still like doing that, but these days, like, I'm more so now just like get a piece of paper, fold it in half, and just cover it in stickers. Because it's just like I have so many and I love to use them.
Yeah.
And it's like I have so many to the point where it's like I'm not like, oh, my princess sticker is leaving me because I have like 50 more. You know what I mean?
Okay, sure.
And so it's like, it's exciting to use them. And I just like, I like going through my stickers and like picking ones that I think the person's gonna like, you know?
Yeah, that's cute.
It's fun.
I've seen on TikTok and Instagram people having sticker books. So it's just like books dedicated to just like pages of stickers. I feel like I wouldn't like that because I like to see my stickers, you know, on like my like journal or like my laptop. Or I'm not a water bottle sticker girly just because I don't like to see them get ruined. But like I'll put them on anything else.
My water bottle has stickers, and which I love this, but I have this one that's like a I don't know if you can see that on your screen. It's it says welcome to Hawkins, Indiana. It's like Stranger Things, but it had like a plastic film on top that has now ripped off, and like the viewers can probably tell like it's all like coming up. The rest of them are doing pretty well, except for this over the garden wall one. is also kind of appealing, but
think if you get them from like Redbubble or one of those sites
yeah,
that specialize in stickers, they make them a certain quality, so that way if you
right,
put them on things that get used a lot, they're not gonna just strip off. But
right,
like, yeah, just like regular stickers that can last on your journal or like on something else probably won't last on like your water bottle or your
right.
laptop, which sucks. But
Yeah, because especially I'm always like shoving my water bottle, like I'm just throwing it in my bag, and
yeah, it's
But
getting washed.
I like, I'm such a sticker girl on my water bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like going to all these dance classes and everyone has water bottle and I'm like, you guys are fun. You know what I mean? Like
No one has stickers out there.
not very many.
Hmm.
Most people just have blank water bottles and I'm like, okay, like sorry to
Hmm.
bring whimsy into the dance studio, I guess.
Do they at least have like fun colors, or are they like white and
Yeah.
black? Okay.
No, there's fun colors. But I remember when I worked at my job in Kansas City that had like a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of girlies that I liked. I feel like there was a lot of like stickers. Like we would all put our water bottles on the back
Uh.
counter and it was
Mm-hmm.
fun to like see what everyone would stick on there, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I do
Anyways,
love and respect a sticker on a water bottle girl. I get sad seeing them
yeah.
go. So
Ooh, yours is so pretty.
thank you.
I love the pink.
I know I do too. My mom asked me last night. She was looking at my phone case. She goes, "So is pink your new color?" I was like, "I don't know. I just like pink."
Yeah. It's good. It's a good one.
Yeah. Speaking of, by the way, my mom has been watching our podcast lately. She didn't even know that we started one, by the way, which is crazy because I remember telling her when we started.
Yeah.
And I
It's
think
okay.
she
It's
just
okay.
like forgot. But I was like, I was asking my family every time I'm with my family and there's a lag in conversation. I'm like, what can I say to make it about me right now?
Oh my
So
gosh.
I feel like, do you do this? I feel like I get this from
Probably.
you sometimes. So I like, well,
What,
like,
being obsessed with yourself?
no. But like, do you know when we're hanging out and there's a lull in conversation, or like we've been on our phones for too long, and you're like, so like, are you having fun with me right now?
Yeah.
Like that's
Okay,
kind of
okay.
what I do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But so there was a lull in conversation, and I was like, so how's everyone liking my podcast? And my mom's like, what? And I was like, oh my god, you didn't know I had a podcast. And so I sent the link to her, and then I sent you a photo of her watching it at a restaurant that we were at. She was so
It
cute.
was so cute.
But she went and she watched one of our YAP sessions. I think it was the one where we talked about Brat Summer.
Uh-huh.
And I was talking to her the other day, and she was like, my name comes up quite a bit in that podcast. And I was like, oh my gosh, am I saying anything that's like upsetting you, or like I never
Yeah.
mean it maliciously? And she's like, no, it just like, it was nice. I just like knowing that like I'm important in your life. I was like, mom. I was like, you're my mom.
That's so sweet. Yeah, like of course.
It's like I talk about you every day.
She's important in my life too,
True.
you know, like
We love her.
yeah, that's so
Love her.
sweet. Well, shouts out then. If
Yeah.
you're listening, we love you.
We love you, mom.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like by the way, I haven't asked you how you're doing. I just realized.
Oh yeah, okay.
Are you doing good, girl?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I wasn't doing so good this morning, but
Yeah.
cramps and the usual. If you know me or follow my Twitter, you know that this is like a years long saga and tragedy. But one of these days I'm gonna get answers, guys. I'm getting there. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm getting there. but, but I feel good now, and
Good.
I started tutoring. Again, I had kind of been like putting off. Like I work for this like tutoring website where people can like request for tutors, and then you say if you're available, and then like my supervisor will like assign
Mhm.
people. So like in the spring I only had like a couple like regulars. And one of them was this girl, and she texted me this past week and she's like, "Hey, like I'm starting pre-calc and like I'm nervous, like can we start having sessions again?" Which is great cuz I love this girl.
Mhm.
And so that's been good. I need the money, and I feel like I feel like I'm doing good in the world. Like when I'm working at my restaurant, I don't feel like I'm like,
Oh yeah.
like I'm like contributing goodness to society. It's like it's fine, but it's not super fulfilling. So like I like tutoring because of that reason. And anyways, today we were doing some stuff with like exponents and stuff, and she was asking why. Sorry, I keep yawning.
Oh
I
no, you're
woke up
good.
really early this morning. Um, she was asking like why anything that's raised to the power of 0 equals 1. And I was like, so you're kind of asking college level questions right now. And
Queen.
I was like, this is kind of beyond like the scope of your class. But I was like trying to explain it, and at least to my understanding, it's just like there's mathematical proofs that show like that according to the rules of like the geometry and arithmetic that we do in school and stuff, like that is something raised to the power of 0 equals 1 is just like it follows logically. But it's like hard, you can't really say why. It's like hard to like explain it in words, so I'm like trying to tell her like I'm just like mathematicians, like they made proofs, and like this is like it's accepted because it follows logically based on the rules we already have. And she's like asking me these other questions. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I feel like a fraud that I can't like answer her questions. But it's like it's like it's just like an accepted way that we perform functions in our math class. Like, I don't
Mm.
know. I was like, if I find a good YouTube video on it, I'm gonna send it to you.
That's a good
But
answer, yeah.
anyways, I just love like it makes me so sad. I can't remember if I've talked about this on the podcast before, but like she seems to not um always feel like she knows what she's doing. Um but then she's asking questions like that. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
most 16-year-olds in your class or however old she is, like they don't even care enough to ask that question. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that like the typical high schooler might not be thinking as deeply as those questions because it's not really necessary to understand
Mm-hmm.
in your math class. But I'm like you are thinking like so much bigger than your class. It kind of goes along with that book that I was talking about, The Mathematician's Lament. I'm like,
Mm.
this is like what math class should be. People asking questions like that. And yeah, that one.
This one that I have chilling on my bookshelf.
And like I'm like, I wish I could just like we could just do a whole lesson on that
Mm-hmm.
instead of like having to like do her homework.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I just like love like her like desire to like ask questions.
Yeah.
And like sometimes she just asks like basic simple questions, but sometimes she's asking like these questions that are getting into like the more abstract things, and I'm like, you should take higher level math classes in college because I think you're gonna like them. Like
Yeah.
it's just like so like I don't know, it just like makes me so happy. So yeah, I'm feeling good, and
Yeah. Good.
I'm turning my air back down because now I'm hot.
You're so every time I think about you tutoring people, I'm like, you're so smart and like I'm like the amount of intelligence I feel like you have to have or like confidence in your intelligence to tutor people is like crazy, and like that's yeah, I respect you for it, girl. I couldn't do
Thank
it
you.
myself. Yeah.
Well, I will admit that sometimes I go to symbolab.com and check my answer, but it's because like I don't want to have them put the wrong thing on their homework if we have
So
the
true.
tools to figure it out.
True. Sometimes
But
I'm gonna air myself out real quick.
oh boy.
Sometimes before this podcast, when we do a book club, I'll go on Spark Notes and make sure that the themes that I'm thinking are in the book are themes other people have noticed too. So that way
Oh
I'm not
my
like throwing a
gosh.
dart to like nothing.
And that's like I feel like that's where like something that's different between us, because regarding the book, I'm just like, if I feel this way, I just want to talk about it, and I don't care. Maybe I sound dumb, but
Yeah. No, what did I was I can't remember. Oh, it might have been either Six of Crows or one of our early ones, or maybe it was
uh-huh.
Turtles. But I remember there was one I was like, am I reading way too much into this, or is this something that actually like the author intended for me to pick up on? And I never want to
Mhm.
just like, I'd rather talk about like things that I feel like are not universal, but like something that I think like almost anybody probably could walk into a book and pick up, than just
Yeah.
like only focus on hyper specific things that I found, if that makes sense. Because like I feel like
Mm.
it generates a better discussion when like the listeners are also like, I noticed that too. but then
Oh.
also but then also it's like, then of course we're always talking about really specific things where it's
Yeah.
like, and then this relates to this book that we read, or et cetera, et cetera. So I think it's just a
Yeah.
good thing to have like a mix of both.
No, that actually makes a lot of sense, because I feel like I'm like, sometimes when I take my notes,
Mm-hmm.
I'll like write a note about something that would take me like one sentence to say, and it's just like
Mm-hmm.
something super small and super like, oh, and that's like lol haha, and I'm like, I don't need to bring this up on the podcast, because like it's not going to be like, yeah, like
Yeah, it's not
worth
gonna
it for like,
register to
for
everybody.
the masses that are all
Yeah.
flocking to our, you
Yeah.
know. So
Yeah.
that
The
makes a lot of
masses.
sense about like,
Yeah.
cuz I hadn't been thinking about like what this is very like, I think about like, what are me and Danielle gonna like?
Yeah, you're so much better than me. Oh, in
But
that regard.
no, I was just trying to say that you're so much better at thinking about our audience.
That's very kind.
Like,
I think it's just because I've been trained to do it from like a
yeah.
college, you
No, that
know,
makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
education, because I was in 1,000 classes where we had to sit and talk about things as a group. But
Right.
I do want to clarify, you guys. I'm not taking things from Spark Notes or other things when I come here. Like I have like
Oh,
my
no,
notes
no,
already written
no.
down. I'm just checking my work.
Oh,
But
yeah, no. I wouldn't even,
cool. I just don't
I
want
hadn't
people
even
to
thought of that, cuz I know you be writing, so.
yeah, I don't want people to think that I'm not coming up with original thoughts.
No,
Because
no,
then,
no,
like, it's
no.
like, then what's the point of me having a podcast if I'm just
True.
regurgitating other people's opinions and whatever? Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Whenever I am tutoring in math and it's like a subject that doesn't like come back to me super fast, I do get like
Mm-hmm.
nervous. It's like the stuff that I'm doing
Yeah.
with her right now. It's like, I don't need to review this. Like, I just know how to do it. But I mean, there's definitely times where I'm like, and can you send me your notes on that so I can read them?
Yeah. Girl, 100. This is why I'm the only subject I feel like I've ever been good at is English, because there is basically, I mean, I'm not going to say there's zero, because there's definitely a lot of things you need to know and remember in order to
Uh-huh.
like accurately either analyze a book or like write or etc. But like I feel like every other subject requires so much remembering of like
Hmm.
other years and classes you've taken. Like it's like almost like every single year you build upon the stuff that you learned from the last year. And like genuinely, I have the worst memory in the world. Like literally, I
Yeah.
always tell people that I'm more of an English history girl, but I'm literally not even a history girl. I'm just English.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember anything. I can't remember
Yeah, and I feel
anything.
like I wouldn't call myself like a math and science girl. I might call myself math and physics.
Yeah.
But like the other sciences,
Okay,
like
but
I don't remember
physics,
anything.
no offense to the chemistry and biology girls, but like physics is like the most impressive one to me, because
Well,
that's
okay, but
insane.
I was trying to say like, I always think, like, I always see it as like physics is just like math. So it's like,
Yeah.
but like the
Science math.
other science subjects that are more like facts and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I wasn't at, I
Gotcha.
had a harder time with. But what I will say though, not history and science, because I think those, yeah, are more
Fact
based
based.
on like facts. But math ideally should be like learning a language, and the
Mm-hmm.
same way that learn you learn letters, and then you
Mm-hmm.
learn words, and then you learn how to put phrases together, and then you learn how to put sentences together, and then you learn how to do paragraphs and stories and this and that,
Mm-hmm.
and you can learn how to like manipulate the sentence to mean the same thing but said in a different way, or this or that. Like, ideally math should be presented in a way that's the same thing. That's like, you have to understand what a number means, you have to understand what plus minus equals means, you understand what all the operations mean, and then you're just like reading and writing sentences, just it's in like math language as opposed to like English language.
Yeah, right.
But it's like that's when I was like in high school and early college, and I was tutoring some people that were in high school. What I found was that they could memorize an equation, like a formula, but they didn't understand how to interpret just like a random thing that's in front of them. It's like you have to learn how to read what's in front of you, and then you shouldn't have to like memorize every formula and every situation where something can happen. You just have to know how to understand what you're reading, and then the directions say, okay, simplify this, and it's like, okay, I understand what I'm reading. Like, I understand the expression or the equation, and you can just go somewhere from there, as opposed, you know.
That's so beautiful. And I also never think about it like that, because I don't think I was ever taught like that, which is why I need to read this book.
Yes.
That's what it is. Lament. You know what? Actually, you want to know? I think the only time I've ever thought about math being like a lyrical language of sorts is when I watch Good Will Hunting. Which, have you ever seen Good Will Hunting?
No.
Okay, you might like it because it's kind of math based, but
interesting.
It reminds me of my dad, because Matt Damon's character is from the same part of Boston as my dad is, and so they speak the same and they act the same. It's really funny. Anyway, but yeah, no, I've always had a hard relationship with math. I don't know if I ever told you about like how I was as a child, but like when I reached second grade, something happened where I don't even know actually how to like describe what happened, but like it was like we went away from the summer, I came back, had no clue how to do anything math wise. Like, it's almost like my mom describes it as like my brain reset for some reason, and like I just like had no idea how to do anything. Like, it was like one day it made sense and the next day it didn't. And I was so young, I don't know what happened. So I had to like do like a bunch of private tutoring as a child to like try to get myself back up to like regular standards and like with our math curriculum. But yeah, it was rough. And ever since then, I've never been good at math. Yeah. Which maybe I was never good at math in the first place, because I was in
if you had
grade,
to like catch up, then you might feel like you were like always.
I was always running behind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not fun.
Dang.
But I respect people who are really good at math a lot, because it's something I wish I was good at. But
yeah. But it's like, yeah. It's like being good at high school math doesn't, it's like, okay, and I say this as like someone who was good at high school math, but it's like, what does that really help you with, you know? It's like, that's a great skill to have, but it's more like understanding how to solve a problem and be presented with information and go somewhere with it. That is what math class should be about. Yeah. Not about memorizing a formula. Who cares?
Yeah, that's
you
so
just need to read that book.
Okay, I will, for sure. Like, for sure I will.
But I think everyone would benefit in college from taking like the first level of proofs class, because it's kind of like, if you remember in geometry at all, when we did proofs of like a triangle being congruent to a different triangle. Like, that was like very, very introductory proofs. But then like in college, like, it's just like, I feel like it would make math make a lot more sense to people. Right. Because it's like, really, when you say like 3x plus 2 equals 10 or something, and then you solve for x, really what you're doing is writing a proof that x equals whatever it would be. It's just we don't write in there like every step. Like, we don't write because of the complementary or additive property, or the like, you know what I mean? Well, I don't know if you know what do you know what I mean? Like
Kind of.
like if you
bare bones.
like if you add something on the both sides of an equation that's like something like the additive commutative property or like something like that. And it's like we don't write that when we're solving stuff, but like in the first level of proofs class, you basically do that, and so you have to justify every single line. And I just think it would like make math make sense to more people of like, oh, this is how we know we can do this and why we say stuff.
Yeah, well, for sure. Like, I'm 1000% also a visual learner, and so it's like writing out the steps like that 1000% would have been very beneficial for me.
Yeah. Which is what they try to get you to do in geometry. But I just feel like they worry so much about like the process and how exactly you write it down that it doesn't click the way it's supposed to. Like when I took proofs class in college, I was like, why didn't they present it like this in geometry class? Like,
yeah,
in geometry I felt so confused all the time. Like, why are you guys making us write it like this, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oy vey.
Well, speaking of math, this book that I read most recently.
Tell me about this book.
The Improbable Theory of Anna and Zach. So I got this book at the bookstore where you live. And I got it because it has little math symbols on it. And it says the Improbable Theory. And I thought it was going to be like somewhat math related. It wasn't.
Wait, that's so...
Yeah,
why
I
does
know.
it have all the math?
I know. Well,
symbolism?
Okay, so the kids are on the quiz bowl team, so they're like smarty pants, but like
okay.
Nothing about it was really math specific, but that's okay. But anyways, I just wanted to tell the listeners about it. If you are into, it takes place, they go to like a sci-fi convention, basically like Comic-Con, I think, but I think they can't call it that in the book or something. But like they go to like a thing like that, and like if that is your cup of tea, you would love this book. It was a really fun read, but like I've never been to a convention like that, so I got some of the references and stuff, but I wasn't like, I think like if you're someone who like goes to those and is really into the like the culture of that, like it would be so fun to read this book, like where they're literally getting into all these hijinks. The book basically takes place in one day. Like there's a little bit of like intro, and then they like get into it, and it's like the next 24 hours and like all this crazy stuff happens.
Books like that. I love a really contained timeline.
Yeah. So anyways, it was super fun, and it was by a local author, which was really cool. So it was autographed.
Yeah.
But yeah,
sweet.
it's a little, it's like a romance. It was in the romance section, but I would say it's more like funsies, like not really adventure, like because they're not like going much of anywhere, but like it's just like hijinks. If you like hijinks, that like this is a good book for you. So that's what I've been reading since well, I read it in a few days, but I started Everyone on This Train is a Suspect now, so that's the book that I read in the interim.
Yeah, I'm also reading Everyone on This Train is a Suspect, of course. I'm like 12% in probably now.
That's
which
such
we can
a random
wait, because I just looked at my Goodreads, and so I was like,
where did you come up with 12%?
Just off the top of my head, just off the dome. But yeah, that book's really fun. We can obviously save it for the book club, but I was not expecting it to be super like as quirky as it is.
So how many chapters do you think you've read?
Probably up to 4. I think I got to chapter 4.
I was gonna say I think I've read 3 or 4.
Okay, we'll say we're probably
That's
in
crazy.
the same
Wow.
track. This never happens, you guys.
I know.
It's just because I'm having a very heavy travel month, and so I'm making sure that I'm starting my book early.
Yeah,
usually I start my book like 2 weeks 2 weeks into the month. I'm like, all right, let's go.
And I usually like read it within the first 2 weeks, and then I have to like save the last chapter.
Laura will be like, Laura would be like texting me as she's reading it. I'm like, girl, I haven't even started it yet.
I know, but I always just say like, let me know when you get to page 200.
I know.
Like I have something to say.
It's so
and then
funny,
I forget.
but it always makes me feel so bad because I'm like, oh, she's so good at keeping up with it, and I'm just like, la la la.
But we always finish in time for the podcast, so
we do. That's all that matters.
True.
But yeah, but I do want to tell you about this book I'm reading alongside everyone on this.
Okay, yeah.
The suspect, because I have that on my Kindle, and then I'm reading a physical book, so it's nice to switch off. But I'm reading this book right now. I'm showing it to both you and the camera. It's called Blue Sisters by Coco Malors. I think it came out like literally this week.
Oh, wow.
I know. I'm really my ears to the ground, you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so good. I literally, do you ever read those books where like within the first few chapters you're like, I feel like this is probably going to be my favorite book of the year, just because like the vibes are so.
That's how I felt about Star Splitter.
Really? Okay, gotcha. Yeah, no,
I think.
so
it's hard to remember.
So this one, I feel like I have like a few books every year that like I like will read it and I'm like, this is exactly the type of book I like exactly what I want from a book, and so I know that's going to be a favorite of the year. This one, I'm only like 130 pages in. I know. I knew from the first paragraph that this was going to be like 5 stars, favorite of the year. Love it. But anyway, it's a book about 4 sisters. And this isn't going to be a spoiler. It's literally revealed in the prologue. But basically, one of the 4 sisters passed away. And so it follows their life a year after she dies and how each of them are dealing with the grief of losing a sibling, and how grief kind of, is I can't think of the right word for this, but how we experience grief differently. And then also how one thing that I'm a huge believer in is like grief being one of those things that like connects everybody, because I feel like everybody's always grieving something, whether it's big or small, or whether it's like the pain is new or old. And so I like it because it's like showing how each of these siblings is dealing with grief in their own specific way, but then also how it connects all of them as a family because they all lost the same person. It's just really beautiful. And like I think if you're a sister, it like really hits hard. So yeah,
I'm interested.
Yeah, it's really great. It's really, really, really well written. So
Is it 5 sisters and then one dies and then it's being told about the 4 living ones, or is it 4 sisters and one of those died and then there's 3 living?
It's 4 and then down to 3.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's like low key. It hasn't been, to my knowledge, published or I can't think of the word for this. Marketed. That's what I want to say. Marketed as it, but it feels a bit like Little Women-esque, if that makes sense. So it's like, think about like Little Women after Beth dies. I feel like this is like
a deeper dive into that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's really great. And the sisters, like the dynamics between the 3 sisters reminds me a whole lot of my siblings. Like the oldest is like very type A, like work focused, and the youngest is like the wild child, and then like the middle one's like the sensitive girl who's like, no one get into a fight with me, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
So
is it being told like third person, or is it like switching off like point of views?
Yeah, it's third person, but it's third person, but it's switching off.
Oh, like it's just like going about this girl, then about that girl, then about that girl.
Yeah, like, it's like how Six of Crows is, but like so it's like we're switching perspective, but like it's all told in third person. So yeah,
that's how this one was. Or no, I guess this one was first person, switching back between the 2 characters.
Ooh, and you're switching back and forth between a girl
Anna
character and a boy.
Yeah.
I always find that to be really intriguing to see how if authors can pull that off personally, because I've read books that I don't think do it very well. Cough, Divergent, cough. But
I was literally thinking, like, remember when randomly in the 3rd book?
Oh my god, Laura, did I tell you that I read Divergent like last week?
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that.
So for some reason I've been on a real Divergent kick. I don't know why. Probably because I just love Theo James. But I've been like every free chance I get, I'm like to my roommates, like, should we watch Divergent? I feel like we should watch Divergent. But anyway, so I was just like, let's just read the book because I wanted to see if it held up from what I remember it.
Yeah.
Like I remember being obsessed. I mean, everyone was obsessed with that book, but like
right.
it felt like I was like finally like an addicting book to read as a child that you felt like was good food. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like there were so little books that I like thought were like worth staying up all night to read, and that was one of the few ones after the Hunger Games that like really scratched that itch. And so I read it, and it's still a pretty good book. I will say it kind of holds up, not as well as the Hunger Games, but like it's fun. But like the whole time I was reading it, I was just thinking, I was like, and then she kills her main character. She switches, like she just drops the, sorry, Veronica Roth, Queen, literally nothing but love and respect. But like the third book of that series makes me so angry to think about. I just hated it.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. She wrote that book though, Veronica Roth, her final winter break in college. I know. She got it published at like 23, I think.
Wow. Like Divergent?
Mm-hmm.
The first one?
Mm-hmm. Which I'm like, that's
kind of impressive.
Respect for real, because that makes me like, girl,
and we ate that up.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I know.
Because I feel like a lot of authors, and there's other professions like this too, they always say like, you know, like, I it wasn't until I was 40 that I got my first like big popular book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But wow, 23.
And then she got a book, like a movie deal. And
which unfortunately,
I know. Well, the first movie I will go to my grave saying that's a fairly good movie.
I watched that one on the plane a few months ago.
I'm like, it's fun. It gives the girls what they want. The cast is stellar. Incredible cast. But then, like, they dropped the ball so hard with Insurgent, and I don't know why. I think they were just doing too many changes.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember. Like, I know that I watched it, but
I don't remember Insurgent either. I just remember she cuts her hair, and then there's this weird box element, and I'm like, what is this box? The book. I don't think the book has a box. I can't remember the book, but I fear the book does not have a box.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong. Divergent heads, correct us.
But, like, leave a comment. Tell us what it's about.
No idea.
Oh my gosh. So, has your weather started turning like fallish?
Yeah, it was 49 degrees last night.
Oh my gosh. I was like,
heck yeah, window open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't really open my window anymore. Like, I can if I need to, but my AC unit, it's like I had to like put sticky foam in the space.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So like if I open it, I would like unstick all of that, and it's like, so it's like in an emergency, like I can get out, but I can't just like open it for the love of opening a window, which is kind of sad. But
yeah, that's a bummer.
But yeah, it's been nice here, which is good because it's like when I walk, like I get hot. And when it was like in the 90s, it was like really miserable. But now it's like I'm like enjoying walking. Like I've actually been walking so much more because it's just like the weather's so nice, and I'm like, if I have the time, because it's like, okay, I could take the subway and it'll take me 20 minutes, or I could walk and it'll take me 40 minutes. And it's like, it's only 20 minutes more. And then I get to just like put my headphones on. I sometimes listen to like Dear Hank and John or just music. Or if it's longer than that, like, well, sometimes I walk about 45 minutes if I'm going to Trader Joe's. Like I'll FaceTime people, and it's just like so nice. I'm just like loving it.
Yeah,
so,
that sounds so nice.
But I'm kind of yearning. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I wish I lived in a walkable community because I'd be taking advantage of that. Yeah.
I'm yearning a little bit for like Midwest fall, though. I'm like,
oh, but then you get East Coast fall, but I don't know how much you get in East Coast fall in New York with no trees other than like
there's
Central
at least there's at least trees near where I live. Like if I'm looking out my window right now, and they're actually, I'm gonna show the audience.
Sure.
Hopefully I can't see what you guys are seeing, but hopefully you can see that. But and I'm really close to Central Park, so I'll be able to see that. But yeah, it's like where I work and stuff, like there's no trees basically. Um, but yeah, I just have never been one of those girls. I've just always been different. I'm kidding, by the way. That like was super into fall. Like I remember all through high school and college, like always everyone on Twitter, like, the second
Yeah, it's
it
fall.
feels like summer's closing, everyone's like, oh, I can't wait for fall. I can't wait for fall. And like I never disliked fall, but I was like, guys, like everyone calm down and chill out.
That's how I feel too.
But then for some reason, like last fall, Sage and I, like, we'd been talking about going to a pumpkin patch for years. I mean, we've been dating for years. We finally did it. We went to like a cider mill and then a pumpkin patch, and we wore our cute little fall outfits, and we had our little apple cider, and we watched Over the Garden Wall. And like we've been watching Over the Garden Wall like every year, but something about last fall was so like, oh, it was just so good. And I'm like, wait, guys, I get it.
Yeah. No,
I
like
get it.
I think as you get older, and like now that well, I mean, not anymore because I have to go get my master's. But when you leave school and you don't have to worry about that agony of like, I guess school semester starts back up. Fall's quite lovely. But
Yeah. Oh, you know what else I realized about that is, like, I don't really remember so much in high school what was going on. I think just high school, but like in college, we were always having like our tech week for our fall show, like the last week of October. Like Halloween, I was like in tech rehearsal, and so I never really got to like just like feel immersed in like fall because I was always doing that. And then for 2 years I was doing like a Halloween show at a theme park. And so it was like that, like I've just, which like I love dancing, okay? I love dancing, but I think like having kind of like a job, even though when I was in college it wasn't my job yet, but like having like an obligation for all that time. Then like this past fall in like 2023 was like literally the first time ever that I like wasn't in rehearsals, I wasn't going to a show, I just got to like enjoy that it was like fall and pumpkins and apples and this and that, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like this is kind of so lovely.
I know. I think there's a lot about fall that's like I'm now starting to enjoy. Like I've realized this past summer I have no summer wardrobe. I'm like, girl, I'm sorry, I want to wear sweaters and cardigans and long sleeve shirts and like, and it's just like I'm excited now to be in the time where it's like that is appropriate to be wearing that everywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I'm also going out to New England in a couple weeks, and I will be like Massachusetts, New England, so like the peak of New England, low-key. And sorry, that might offend.
So it'll be colder.
Yeah, right? It's gonna be a bit chilly there than it is out here, but and then it's like the leaves are gonna be changing. It's gonna be so nice. There's gonna be a nip in the air. I'm going to the cranberry capital of the United States, so I get to check out those bogs. Probably won't, but it's just nice knowing that they're down the street. So yeah.
My mom always makes like cranberry sauce, cranberry relish, whatever you want to call it, for Thanksgiving. Not like jelly from the can. Like she makes it with cranberries, oranges, and literally like a million pounds of sugar. And I think it's like good. In a food processor or something. And growing up, I was always like, ugh. And then a few years ago, I finally tried it, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. Yeah. So good.
Sounds pretty good to me. Yeah. I know. It's like, here's the thing. I feel like, unfortunately, I don't fit the food that exists in the Midwest, if that makes sense. Like, it's like, I tweeted about this the other day, but like, maybe a few weeks ago, but it was like, being from Kansas City and not liking barbecue is like, okay, is everybody mad at me? It's like, literally, because it's just like, I don't care for barbecue. Like, not that I think it's bad, I just like kind of would rather not eat just like a thing of meat. You know what I mean? With like nothing
Yeah.
else really to like. I'll eat a burger, but like that's because we've got stuff going on with the
Yeah.
burger. But like I
Do
don't
you
really
not
want
like
to eat a slab of meat.
do you like barbecue sauce at all?
I go back and forth. Depends on the barbecue sauce
Yeah.
that I'm eating. I don't
Yeah.
love barbecue sauce. Like I would. It's never my
That's how
condiment of
Kelly is.
choice, but yeah, it's fine. I had a brisket yesterday, which I think is the first time I've ever had a brisket, by the way. Didn't realize that until I ate the brisket, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But I was like, I was not vibing with it. I was
Yeah.
vibing more with the baby carrots they gave me.
I used to like brisket a lot when I was
Mhm.
younger. We would have
Mhm.
it like at family reunion type stuff.
Mm.
And I would like that. I feel like it was always like brisket and pulled pork. Well, I don't like pork, so
Oh yeah, you don't
um
like pork.
yeah, but I don't really eat red meat a lot anymore, so I
Yeah, so you're not a barbecue girl either.
yeah, it's like I like well, but I like barbecue sauce though. Like on a
Oh.
like on chicken. Like
Yeah, yeah, okay,
like
so
shredded
yeah.
chicken or like chicken nuggets or but
Mhm.
the problem is at a lot of like the barbecue restaurants, yeah, it's mostly beef and pork and there's like
Yeah.
one chicken option.
Yeah.
So it's
Right.
like, okay, you better like it or
Right. Yeah. So then it's
yeah.
like it's nice though when you go out to when I'm like out on the East Coast because it's like I mean I'm also not so much a seafood girl, but like I feel like there's more that I can find to like in seafood
Yeah.
than there is at just like Midwestern, um, hot
Yeah.
spots. But
I don't like seafood.
yeah, no to seafood.
No, when I went to visit my great aunt in California, I was terrified that like I
Mhm.
was gonna have to eat fish for every meal or something. Like
Mhm.
I was just
Yeah.
like, please, no, no, no. And I didn't have to. I never had
Yeah,
to eat. She never made me eat something I didn't want to eat, so it was
that's good.
totally fine.
Well, it's nice too when you go because like I do get tired of seafood really quickly. Because I also I think it just like if I have seafood for more than 2 days in a row or something, I'm like, yeah. So my stomach's not agreeing with that. We
Yeah.
have to get me some salad or something.
Mhm.
Oh my god, the Caesar salad goes crazy. I don't know what they do out on the East Coast. Is this like just a me thing? I feel like the Caesar salad on the East Coast is just so good.
I
It
don't know.
might be
I don't like
because
Caesar
yeah, it might just
dressing.
be because like the Caesar salad dressing is like fish.
Yeah.
So could be that could be it. I don't know. I'm not an expert. But anyway, yeah, it's just I feel like there's like variants of things I can get. So I can get like shrimp scampi
Mm.
or I can get like fish and chips or I can get like I'm never somebody who's just going to be like, "Can I get a salmon for the table?" But
No.
like but like I can work with what I have.
When I was on a cruise one time, they
Mhm.
if some days you can go to like
Mhm.
the dining hall, that
The dining hall of the cruise.
whatever it is, the dining room, I guess you would say. It's
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
nice
yeah.
place where you have nice dinner. They sometimes have it open for like brunch in the
Mhm.
morning,
Mhm.
and like all I wanted was a bagel with cream cheese, okay? But it comes with like with
lox?
salmon or yeah, something on it. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I
I know
don't
you
like
don't
that.
like it. I love lox.
And my family was like, "Well, just get it and try it. Like you never know if you'll like it."
Sure.
So I was like, "Okay." I got it. Take one little bite. Hated it, and I just felt so guilty that I made them like bring it out for me, and like I didn't want to eat it. I mean, I could just take it off. Like it didn't ruin the bagel. I don't even know if it was on the bagel when it was served, but like I don't know why.
Not a fan.
I've never ever liked seafood ever.
Oh my gosh. Alyssa keeps trying to get me to go to there's a new sushi restaurant I think in Kansas City and it's like unlimited sushi kind of. So like it comes around on trays to you on a conveyor belt and you can just
Oh.
pick it up, like pick up the sushi you like. And she's like, "We have to go. We have to go." I'm like, "First of all, girl, I'm pretty sure it's like $14 a plate." And you're just like picking up a bunch of plates. Next thing you know, you're paying
Oh.
$50. But
My gosh.
but also I'm like something about it just doesn't feel right to me. I know that it's like probably not any different than the sushi I have at any other restaurant, but like something about it being delivered to me on a conveyor belt.
Mhm.
I'm like it's giving not sanitary. It's giving salmonella.
Yeah, yeah. Have you ever been to like Fritz's at Crown Center?
I haven't. Is that the one that spins?
The no, it doesn't spin, but it's like when you're in there, like you sit at the little table and like a little train
Oh, it's a
comes.
train. Oh,
Yeah,
I haven't been there.
and
I've heard
like
it's not
drops off your
good.
food. I
I've
mean,
heard it's not great.
it's just like Winstead's or
Oh, okay.
like it's just like old school diner food. Like you're not having a gourmet meal. You're just having like a cheeseburger or chicken strips and fries. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But
Sure,
it's
sure,
like
sure.
the experience, you know.
Sure, okay.
I've only been there like I think once, but
Mm.
kind of fun. Just made me think of that like little sushi coming around.
Yeah, that's interesting. Don't they give
But
you
it,
little conductor hats?
yeah.
Man, give me one of those conductor hats. I'm going to Legoland.
Oh
I'm
my
having
gosh,
a
yeah.
ball.
I've never been to Legoland.
Really? Oh my god, my last
Yeah.
birthday, speaking of my 25th birthday, I asked to go to the aquarium for my birthday because I didn't know what else to do. And so my family and I went to the aquarium, and afterward, like, you walk out and they're immediately like, do you want to do the, like, partake in like this VR experience where you get to swim with like the creature of your choice? And me and my little sister were like, yeah.
And it
I
cost
don't know.
$50.
It cost like maybe 10, so
Oh,
it
okay,
wasn't
that's
that
not
bad.
bad.
But like, literally, I don't know why I thought it was a good idea. You know me, I'm terrified of the ocean. Like, it's like, I
Oh
like
my
fish
gosh,
from a
yeah, yeah.
distance. Being in the water, no. But we had to pick as a pair what we wanted to do, and so they gave us an option. We could swim with stingrays, we could swim with whales, or we could swim with sharks. And Alyssa goes, sharks. I was like, okay.
Oh my
God.
gosh.
My mom has a video of us both like having this VR headset on, and my little sister's like looking all around, like, wow, wow, wow. Me, I'm like, I'm like looking straight ahead. I'm not moving. I'm like,
That is so. I mean, like even like I mean, like I'm scared of sharks, and I feel like the normal amount that people are scared of them. But I feel like if I was in VR, well, I would
It
be
was
scared. I would be scared of the
so-
whales too,
it
and
was
the
so scary
stingrays.
because we were also in like we were in these chairs that like moved, and so it was like it was a guy narrating for us, and he was like telling us all about sharks, and he was like you were looking around, they're everywhere, and then he's talking about how you don't want to let them get behind you or else they might like snap, and then like we feel the
No.
chairs like move, and I'm
No.
like, oh, I got so scared. I did not like it. And then anyway, the reason why I'm saying this is because the aquarium leads right into Legoland, like the Legoland gift shop, and I was so shaken up. I went nonverbal in Legoland. Like my mom was asking me questions. I was like, I was like, I just swam with sharks, Mom. I really can't talk right now.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
Yeah,
but I have a bracelet that says shark expert that I wear all the time though, because I'm like, that's my gift for doing that.
amazing. It's
Mhm.
like I survived the VR shark swim or something.
literally.
When Kelly was here, we went to the beach and at Coney Island, and I was like letting those waves take me out to sea. I'm splashing around, and I was like, Danielle would hate this.
Yeah, I'm not an ocean girly. It's just because too there's been so many times. I remember one time I was swimming on the beach at in Newport, I believe. And like the we were right next to the little lifeguard stand, and I remember like being in the water, coming out, and then I hear the guy on a walkie be like, do you see movement in the water all the way back there? La, 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 la. And they're like, yeah, it could be shark activity. Let's just keep an eye on it. And I was like, bruh, I was just in the water. I was just there.
Yeah, no, that would scare me too, though.
It was really not good for me. Not good for me. I think it's just because too. Also, my dad, he's admitted to this, but as a 4-year-old child, he got me to sit down and watch Jaws. And though I don't remember Jaws,
Oh.
I fear it may have had a lasting impact on
Yeah.
my brain. So
When I was really little, one time, me and my sisters were watching this movie called Arachnophobia.
ooh, okay, already no.
I don't remember very much of it, but I just remember one scene where there was just like literally a million billion spiders in the room, and like, oh my gosh, like no.
No, like I don't even like in Harry Potter, like Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah, no.
Ooh, the talking spider. Whoa, spiders! It could have been full of the butterflies.
That's so fall coded.
I know, that's true.
Yeah, you gotta get me home to my 5-disc DVD player.
True. She's blessed.
I used to have a 5-disc CD player. It was passed down to me through a couple of my older sisters, and it was amazing because it would shuffle between the CDs.
Really?
Like, it would play track 5 on this CD, and then it would go to the next CD and play track 3, and go to the next one, play track 6.
I feel like you rarely see that.
I know, because it stopped working because
Uh-huh.
it was really old.
Uh-huh.
And I happened to be telling my grandma, I was like, I'm so sad because I really loved it. And because this was well before I had an iPod. And she went to like the store, I don't know, Target, Best Buy. Best Buy probably doesn't have stuff like that. Wherever she thought she could buy like a CD player.
Mm-hmm.
And she was telling the guy, like, okay, I'm looking for like a 5-disc changer. And he was like, oh yeah, like we have this one. And she was like, okay, does it shuffle? He was like, yeah, like you can shuffle a CD and then it'll go to the next CD and it'll shuffle that one. She's like, no, no,
Mm-mm.
no. Can it shuffle all of them at the same time? And he was like, that's like not possible. Like they don't make stuff like that. And my grandma's like, my granddaughter literally has one. Like I promise you. And the guy was like gaslighting her, saying like that doesn't exist, but
Wow.
it does. Like I remember being in middle school and putting in like Lemonade Mouth, Disney Mania 3, Cheetah Girls,
Yeah.
Camp Rock, like, and I would just like pick things that all had like similar vibe. Ooh,
Yeah.
it was so
That's
good.
nice. You were really just curating your own playlist at the time.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so nice. Yeah, that's so nice too, because it's like you don't even need to have like you wouldn't need to have to make a like CD and burn your own like personalized
Yeah,
CD.
no.
You could just put all your favorite albums on inside the CD player at the same
Yeah.
time and have
And
it
then like
shuffle
and
on its
it'll
own.
play for so long because you have
True.
5 CDs in there that are all, I don't know, even if they're all like an hour long, like up to 5
Mhm.
hours of playtime, you know, like
Mhm.
I was probably rarely exhausting that. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Hmm.
Yeah.
That's a bummer. Did I tell you about my car at all?
You told me parts of it, but fill me in all of the details.
Okay, you guys, I need you guys to know, anyone who's ever suffered having a car that's on its last legs knows knows my struggle. But so my car currently, it's like 15 years old, I think. And so she's definitely getting up there in age. But for the past like I would say maybe 2 years. Do you remember ever driving in my car with
The
me?
white one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you recall like when you get in my car and it like kind of like will shake? And you're just kind of having to like sit in a shaky car with me for about 15 minutes.
I don't particularly remember that, but I believe that it happens. I could see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So my car was like a violent shaker, which was super fun. Alyssa, the last time she got in, she was like, "It's fun because it's like you're getting a massage while while you're driving." I was like, "That's not good."
Yeah.
Anyway, so for the past 2 years, we've had that issue, and we couldn't really understand what was going on. Like a lot of people were diagnosing it with different things, and I was like, "Okay, whatever." Anyway, and then my power steering went out, which I'm now using a whole bunch of fun car terms. Like, who cares? I didn't even know what power steering was before this happened. Anyway, so about like 8 months ago, yeah, I noticed a problem with my power steering, and it like started doing that thing where when you turn, the car goes, which is lovely.
Wait, it goes what?
Like, like it makes like an erring noise.
Oh.
So like it sounds like it's painful to turn the wheel.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I gotta get that fixed, and then all of a sudden, a light on my end, like a light that says check engine light, comes
Yeah.
on. And I'm like, oh, that's super slay. So I finally take it to the shop. They give me a laundry list of like 5,000 things that need to be fixed in my car. I'm like, oh my God. I just remember getting the phone call from the guy, and like, this is exactly how it went. And he goes, is this Danielle? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, now, can I ask, is this your primary mode of transportation? I said, yeah.
Oh my
He
god.
said, okay, there's quite a bit of things we need to do to get this baby on the road. I was like, oh my God. I like hated that. Horrible. But I said, just fix the thing that needs to be fixed to get my check engine light to turn off. And I'll come back. I didn't come back. Readers, I didn't come back. I'm driving my car. It's been horrible. But I finally get it taken care of this weekend. I was like, luckily we my parents know like a Ford mechanic who specializes in like my car, and so we got it fixed, and now it's like my car is driving so smooth. I haven't.
Yeah.
I was like, I can drive my car anywhere. I don't have to worry about it breaking down. It was so
That's
nice.
nice.
I know. It's like quiet. I've never.
Yeah.
I forgot how it feels to drive a silent car. It's genuinely lovely.
Yeah.
It's like no one knows I'm on the road right now.
You
Like,
probably
no one
don't
can
feel
hear.
like in danger so much.
I know. I had such anxiety every time I had to drive my car because I was like
Yeah.
so scared that it was gonna break down on me like anytime.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been nice.
Well,
I
that's
finally
good.
I drove around today a little bit and I listened to the Tortured Poets department and I was
Yeah,
like,
because I know
thank
you
you.
like to take your little drives.
That's my favorite thing to do and I've been
Yeah.
deprived of it, so
Yeah.
it's been really great. And
Dang.
also I've come to the conclusion that I really like that album.
Really?
I know she has its haters, but I think it's like all Taylor Swift albums to me reach a point where it's like usually a little bit after they're released, they like I no longer think of them as like, okay, do I like this or do I not like this? It's more so like it becomes comforting to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if that makes sense. Like Midnight's is very much a comfort album to me at
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah,
And I
same.
feel like Tortured Poets department is like getting there, specifically
Yeah.
like the anthology section. It feels very fall-esque.
Mm.
And so it felt like I took a walk this morning too and I was listening to it in my headphones and I was like, yeah, it just felt good. So that's a tip to anybody out there who like if you didn't like Tortured Poets at first, listen out the fall. Listen in fall. You might like it.
I've got to give her more time. It's just like I think I've talked about this on here already, but like the way I learn her songs is by listening to the CDs in the car. That's how I've always done it. And it's like I can't do that with this one. And on top of that, it's like a billion songs. So it's not even like, oh, I can listen to this in one commute. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, are you somebody who like, because you have to walk a lot? I would assume that like walking could easily take over for, because you're, especially if you're listening in your headphones.
So I could, but the thing is, like, I don't enjoy listening to new music. So if I'm like going to take a walk because like I want to like oh, hold on, someone's calling my apartment. Okay, sorry, someone was like calling from the outside, like to have the front door open. Anyways, it's just like when I'm going on a walk, it's hard for me to choose to listen to like sad poetic music that I don't know when there's like Sabrina Carpenter's new album or like Taylor Swift that I already know. It's like I'd rather put on folklore. You know what I mean?
Is it just because you want to I'm intrigued to see like what's the difference between driving and walking for you? Is it just because you want to have something that's going to be upbeat so you can like kind of make it a cinematic moment when you're walking down the block?
I don't know. It's the novelty of listening on the CD. It's like I just always like to listen on the CD, and it's like I'm doing something special. It's like on my own time. It's like I'm listening. Nobody else owns my exact copy of this CD. And like when I'm just streaming it, it just like doesn't feel as special. And so like I have a really hard time listening to new music. It's just like I just like to listen to stuff I already know. And like but the treat of having it on a CD is like what gets me a lot of times to listen to it.
Interesting.
So it's like not having a place to listen to the CD, like it doesn't have the same like, ooh, I'm listening to the new Taylor Swift CD. It's just like, oh, I'm streaming on Spotify, who cares? I don't know.
If you got like a CD player, a portable CD player, or like Walkman, would it change?
Probably.
Really? Maybe we should invest in that. Mama, let's research.
But it's like but I only have, that's the only CD I have here.
Well, we can bring you CDs.
True. Yeah, probably. But it's like, and I say like, oh, I'm listening to this Sabrina Carpenter album, but it's like I listened to it all the way through, and there's like three songs that like immediately I was like, okay, I really like these, and like those are the three I listened to. I'm not listening to the whole album. So the same thing
Oh,
happened with
okay.
Tortured Poets Department. Like there's a few of them that I've listened to a lot, but like I couldn't sing you all the lyrics on the whole album, and it's like I feel like with how much time has passed on all her other albums, by now I would be able to sing it all. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Yeah, that is just
So
interesting. Can I ask you what your favorite 3 currently are on Sabrina Carpenter that you gravitated towards? I just want to know.
my favorite songs on Sabrina Carpenter's album?
Yeah, the ones that you just said that you like, the 3 that you liked.
Well, they're not appropriate. So
What?
I don't
What
want
do
to
you-
discuss them on the podcast.
Okay. Well, can I say mine?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, well, I like Taste a lot. I know it's the single, but like
Mm-hmm.
I fear it's my fave off the album. And then I like Sharpest Tool. And what's the other one that I really like? Oh, I like Juno.
Yeah, I feel like this year has really been the year of girl pop resurgence.
I know. I really do feel like we're putting an emphasis on new music being from like not male, female pop singers.
Girl, come on. Cuz like I know Chapel Roan's album has been out. Like her music didn't just come out this summer, but I feel like it's been very iconic this summer, and then like Charlie XCX, Sabrina Carpenter.
It's been a summer for the girls.
It's just been so fun, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's good little bops for when I
Good
need to
little
walk
bops.
fast, yeah.
True. That's actually really true. Yeah, they get you going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw Chapel Roan in concert in April. It was literally 2 days before, or 2 days after Good Luck Babe was released. And I think Good Luck Babe was probably like the start of her
This
rapid
April?
trajectory.
Wait, so when did her album come out?
Last September. Because I remember actually the day it came out was the last time I went to Chicago, and so I listened to it on the train the day it came out, and I was like,
so Good Luck Babe isn't on
no, that's a single that she
Rise
released
and Fall.
after.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't know that. Okay,
Yeah.
now everything makes sense. Okay, sorry. Keep going with your story.
Yeah, no. So I saw her back in April, and when I tell you our tickets were $35,
Yeah.
there was like not a lot of people at that concert. It was a fairly small venue, and then seeing just like her crowd at like Lollapalooza or whatever that concert that she performed at
I don't know.
a few months back.
Uh-huh.
I'm just like, oh my god. Like, I didn't realize how lucky I was to get in that early.
Yeah.
Like, I was one of the chosen ones.
Yeah.
But she's great. We love her. And she's from the Midwest. It was so nice because she talked a lot about being from the Midwest in her concert.
Yeah.
Specifically Missouri. She's a Missouri girl.
Slay.
So it's like, I was like, I feel connected to you.
Do you
like this is
feel
very good.
Do you feel like pride, or like, I don't know if pride's the right word, but like territorial over like, I don't like being mistaken as being from Kansas. Like,
You know, it's never bothered me because I don't know, it's hard to describe my relationship to Missouri as somebody
I
who,
guess
like,
you,
moved
yeah,
here.
yeah,
so it's
you
like-
weren't born here.
Yeah, it's not even my place of choice, if it makes sense. Like, it's like,
yeah,
even though it's like technically my home, it's like I don't have so much connection to it as like other places.
I forgot about that, Loki.
Yeah, but it's like sometimes I mean, I feel secondhand embarrassment for like artists who come like to venues and they're like, "What's up, Kansas?" I'm like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, you're in Missouri."
When I was at my 20s and 30s group at my church last night, it was just like a hangout sesh. So we're just talking with people, and I was talking to this guy, and he was like asking where we're from. Me and my friend that like we were kind of together the whole time, and she's also from the Midwest, and this guy was asking us like basically like, oh, like how is the city different, like how is New York different, like basically I think that these people thought we like lived on farms, like I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was like, so like We didn't live on farms. Like, I lived in a suburb outside of Kansas City, which is like a really big city for the Midwest. Like, you know, it's obviously not New York, but like,
yeah. Oh my gosh.
it's like, it's like,
it does. It makes me like low-key annoyed when people who aren't from the Midwest treat the Midwest like we're a bunch of cornfields. And it's how I feel other countries feel when like America is kind of like, you know, like we're kind of not as, you know, in the know as we should be about like how other countries operate, you know, like we're very America focused,
painting with broad strokes and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like whenever another country complains about that, I'm always like, "Rawr, America, you don't know us." But then it's like in our own country, I'm like, how are you from the East Coast thinking that I grew up on a farm? I'm like, do you not know what the Midwest looks like? I'm gonna get a bit bullied when I go back there this fall to the East Coast because they always make fun of my accent, which I'm like, guys, I'm so sorry. Like, it's like I had to acclimate.
That's so funny because I know certain words that you say that are you don't have the Midwestern accent on them.
Yeah, you hate when I say room or rum. I say rum. She hates it. Oh, she hates it.
I don't hate it. It's like
you just like it.
Different.
Or like there was when I first moved out here, I would say wicked a lot. I would say, oh, that's wicked cool. Wicked cool. You don't like that.
Wait, I didn't even remember that one.
Yeah. Well, so that's a huge thing from Massachusetts.
Oh.
Which I do wish I still carried that. I love that. Because I'll hear my cousins use it all the time. And I'm like, ugh, I wish I still said wicked.
Yeah. Just pick it back up.
Just start doing it again. Yeah, I'll do it.
When you go there, pick it back up.
Yeah. But like people do treat me like like I'm just fresh off the farm when I go out to Massachusetts. One time I was wearing pigtails, like little braids. And like somebody called me Dorothy. I was like, like my uncle introduced me. He was like, "Yeah, these are my nieces. They're visiting from the Midwest." And he goes, "Oh, I could tell Dorothy." I said, "You're like you're lucky that my loyalty lies on the East Coast a little bit. Otherwise, I'd be really mean to you about your accent right now."
I saw or I heard some guy. I literally don't even remember where, but his New York accent was so strong. Like, he was literally saying coffee. Yeah. And I was like, coffee. Okay, like, they weren't joking about this.
Yeah. No. Like, my family hates the way I say coffee, the way I say Boston. They're like, last time I said Boston to them, they were like, ugh.
This is silly. But on Dance Moms, which they're from, like, Pittsburgh, I think, which is... It's towards the northeast, right? Or am I crazy?
Yeah, that's Pennsylvania.
Okay, yeah. Like, the way they say solo, like, because they're talking about dances, like, oh, I have a solo this week. It's very, like solo.
Yeah, the Pittsburgh accent's really interesting.
I'm like, you have a solo. Come on.
Yeah, that's just because you have a Midwestern accent.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. They're allowed to say whatever they want, but
yeah, no. It's funny, but yeah, I do get made fun of, and I'm like, guys, you guys need to know though, if you went out to Missouri talking like this, you would also get made fun of. So like, you need to cut me some slack. I'm a visitor. Treat me with respect.
True. Is there anything else new that you wanted to chit chat about?
I don't know. Do you have any? I feel like we should start doing a housekeeping section.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you have any notes, though. I don't think I have any notes. But, like, if you have anything you want to throw in. No? Okay.
No. Maybe we should take comments from listeners.
Yeah.
Open up the email address or something.
Open up the email. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. If you guys want to email us, we are, let me make sure, it should be read the last page book club at gmail.com, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Exactly how it's spelled or sounds. No punctuation in there, just the words.
Yeah, no spaces, or I mean not spaces, but like, you know, like
hyphens or periods or
Yeah.
So read the last page book club at gmail.com. If you guys want to, if we ever say anything that's like,
incorrect.
oh, that was I mean, don't come for us, guys, but like
no, because like also it's like we can choose just to ignore things.
Yeah, that's true.
But
like
me, I'm not gonna read it.
If we like say some fact completely wrong, we're open to being corrected. Or like if you guys have comments, like literally this is more specifically for the book book clubs, but like if you guys want to like respond to us, like I'm not sure how we might, I don't know that we would like read straight off the page, but we might bring up something. You can always, if you don't want your name attached to it, like sign it anonymous or something. Or like if there's anything specific you guys like want to hear us cover, we've been kind of thinking for our YAP sesh that like we might do more like focused topics, like for example, the Tortured Poets Department. We could like do an episode on that, or we could do an episode on like Stranger Things or Gravity Falls, or we've also thought about doing more watch alongs, kind of like we did with Frozen. So if you guys are like interested in that, and you have like a suggestion that you'd like, oh, I'd love to listen along as you watch this, like let us know. We kind of want our audience to like what we put out, so
yeah, 100%.
We're like super open to that. Or like if we said something and you just like want to respond and chit chat about it, like feel free to reach out.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay, cool.
I agree with everything
said. Good. Well then, thank you guys so much for listening to Read the Last Page. Our music and illustrations are created by the wonderful Sage Timothy.
If you don't know our schedule yet, we host a book club episode once a month. So this month we're reading Everyone on This Train is a Suspect by Benjamin Stevenson. So if you want to join us for our spoiler-filled discussion of that book, make sure you pick it up if you haven't already, and you can look out for that episode on the first Wednesday of October.
Before we get to the last page, though, we want to say thanks for listening. You can find us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or like any other podcast platform. But if you'd rather watch your podcast, you can, of course, find us on YouTube at Read the Last Page. And for now, we want to say bye from B
and Dan. Bye.